Everyone, and welcome back. I am Hossein Fazilatpour, your presenter for the 8th episode of Academic Writing for B1. This video is based on Longman Academic Writing, Book 3, Chapter 4, Logical Division of Ideas. In the last part of the Chapter 4, we're going to talk about coherence in paragraph, transition signals, and we're going to talk about two of the mistakes that people tend to make, run-ons and comma splice. Coherence. In English, a well-written academic paragraph must have coherence in addition to unity. A paragraph with coherence is logical. All of the sentences are easy to follow because they are in a logical order and are well connected. There are transition signals to help the reader along the way. The paragraph follows smoothly from beginning to end. A reader can follow the main point and supporting sentences easily because one sentence leads naturally to the next one. There are no sudden jumps. So, in general, coherence needs to have logical flow, consistency, and relevance. Here is the practice 5 of our book, and we're going to edit it for coherence. A short history of smartphones. Smartphones are a useful combination of communication device, personal organizer, camera, educational tool, and entertainment center. They are a common part of life in the 21st century, but they have a very short history. In the 1990s, there were two kinds of mobile devices, cell phones and PDAs, personal digital assistants. People used their cell phones to make calls and their PDAs to organize their lives by sorting information such as their daily schedule and the names, addresses, and phone numbers of their contacts. In the 2002, the Palm Trio and the Sony Ericsson P800 successfully combined the two types of technology. Stereo users could make phone cells and use PDA functions such as sending email, setting up calendars, and editing computer documents. The P800 also included an MP3 player. 1 year later, in 2003, BlackBerry further developed smartphone technology. When Android phones came on the market in 2008, smartphones became less expensive to buy and even more widely used. In 2007, the iPhone achieved great success, especially because of the variety of the apps that were available for it. Since 2008, manufacturers have continued to develop faster, more powerful, and more affordable mobile technology. It will be interesting to see what happens in the future. Well, there's a problem about coherence in this paragraph. Before we're talking about 2007 here, that iPhone was a great success. We introduced 2008 events like Android, and so we need to put 2007 in between 2003 and 2008 and then proceed to 2008 and the end of our paragraph. So I hope that you understand what coherence means in this context. One thing that will help to increase the coherence of our text is to using nouns and pronouns consistently. Continue to use the same nouns and pronouns that you start off with. For example, if you begin a paragraph with a plural noun such as students, don't change to singular student. Also, don't change pronouns for no reason. Don't switch from you to they or he unless there is a clear reason to do so. Be consistent. If you use the pronoun you at the beginning of your paragraph, keep it throughout. Notice how nouns and pronouns in the paragraph have been changed to make them consistent. Look at here. Different kinds of majors. Students can choose many possible majors if they are interested in studying business at college. Well, do not use he or she. Try to make it plural, okay? Or use people instead. Before choosing a college, they should look at the type of business majors offered at different schools. For example, they can study business administration, finance, accounting, or sales and marketing. By reading the course descriptions, potential students can understand how the majors differ. Practice 7. Editing a paragraph for consistency. Working as a retail buyer. Young people who are interested in fashion may want to consider working as buyers for retail stores. Retail buyers work for department stores and large chain stores. They look for and choose the merchandise to sell in the store. No, to sell in stores. Retail buyers often specialize in one type of merchandise, such as men's casual clothing or women's shoes. You choose the merchandise. They choose the merchandise that they think will sell well in your store and appeal to their customers. And we need to correct it. Think will sell well in their stores and appeal to their customers. Buyers also travel to trade shows and fashion shows to look at merchandise. He or she, well, we need to use they will purchase products about 6 months before the merchandise appear in the stores. You need to be able to predict fashion trends, understand retail sales, and work cooperatively with managers in sales, advertising, and marketing. You need to be able to predict fashion trends. We need to change it to they. They need to be able to predict fashion trends and so on. Now, I'm going to introduce to you transition signals, placing and punctuating transition signals correctly. Well, we have sentence connectors, we have coordinating conjunctions that we discussed in our previous lessons. Remember to go and check there. And we have other forms. So, after, first, later, meanwhile, after that, and finally, we can use commas. Try to remember them and take a screenshot. Sentence connectors, okay, they can be also an additional reason. So these are to present the main logical division of patterns. Furthermore, in addition, moreover, and we can add similar ideas like similarly, furthermore, moreover, and we can also add opposite ideas like on the other hand, however, but. Sentence connectors. To give an example, we already discussed it extensively, for example, and for instance, and such as plus noun. We can also use for and because of plus noun to give reasons and to give results. To give a reason, we can use for, because of plus noun. Well, we can give as a result. To give a result, we use therefore, thus, consequently, as a result of, and so. Now we're going to continue talking about transition signals. We can use concluding signals like all in all, in brief, in conclusion, to summarize, to sum up, or other forms like these are very important for you to understand, but it is very important to do not overuse the techniques that I'm telling you. They can really ruin your writing. You need to do it naturally. So try write more and incorporate these elements in some levels. After a while, you will get the gist of it. You know, when you are reading other texts, you can see how frequent they will appear, where they are not that frequent. So you need to use them sparingly. Practice 11. Using various transition signals for coherence. Getting a parking space at the mall. Parking is a major challenge for customers at large shopping malls. 3 common sense strategies will go a long way toward meeting the challenge. First, customers should arrive either early or late. For example, if the stores open at 9:30 a.m., customers will find plenty of space available in the outdoor parking lots and garages until approximately 10:30. There's still hope for those who are busy in the morning hours. So it is a contrast we need to use, however. Shoppers who do not have to be at home for dinner will find plenty of places to have their vehicles as long as they are in the parking area after daytime shoppers leave and before the evening crowd comes. Next, it is important for mall patrons to pay attention to the location of spot where they park. At popular malls, the hundreds of parking spaces all look the same. Drivers should have a plan. We need to use so because we want to give a reason here. Such as writing down their section and row number or taking a photo of their location with a smartphone, because we are giving an example. Drivers can also, we need to use also. Drivers can also park near an entrance to their favorite store or another easy to remember location. Finally, shoppers should not be afraid to do a little walking. Sometimes no convenient parking will be available. Instead of driving around for 15 minutes, the best option is to take that faraway space and get down to business. To sum up, the goal is getting out of the car into the store with as little frustration as possible. Okay, run-on and comma splices. In chapter 1, you learned about a sentence error called a fragment or incomplete sentences. In this chapter, you will learn how to avoid a run-on and a comma splice, two mistakes that occur when a sentence should end but instead continues. A run-on happens when you join two simple sentences without a comma and without a connecting word. A comma splice error happens when you join two simple sentences with a comma alone. Run-on. This is a run-on sentence. Men like to shop quickly. Women like to take their time. So, the sentence continues without having a period here. Comma splice. Men like to shop quickly, comma, women like to take their time. So, we need a coordinative conjunction or other form of transition signals here. So we don't have it. This is a comma error. This is comma splice. Here is how we can correct it. As I said, we could use a coordinative conjunction like but. We can put a period there, or we can use other forms, period and another transition signal, then comma, and follow up our sentence. Well, here we have error. It is a comma splice. Shoppers spend a lot of time online. Comma, most department stores now sell products on their websites and in their stores. So it needs to be either a point or there needs to be a comma followed by a transition signals. Here we have a fanboys member. So coordinative conjunction. You can find all of these information about a subordinative conjunction in our previous videos, so make sure to check them. Here's another error. Advertising is a multi-billion-dollar industry in the United States. More than $200 billion is spent on advertising and advertising-related activities each year. So here there needs to be a comma, as you can see. Also, here we have a comma splice error. We saw an ad for new cars, comma, then we started thinking about buying one. Well, here we need to use comma, then a subordinating conjunction, or simply put a period there. Thank you so much for taking the time. Please share and subscribe to our radiology channel. It means a lot to me. I'm trying to provide in-depth teaching of English language for everybody, for them to be accessible and more importantly, free. So if you find it helpful or if you know someone that might benefit from it, please share and subscribe.